Today we're diving into a story that asks a really profound question. What happens when your faith is pushed to its absolute limit? It's an incredible tale about hardship, patience, and what it really means to be tested.
And this one line right here, this is the heart of the whole story. It kind of forces you to look at tough times not as just bad luck, but maybe as a test of what you truly believe.
So, let's meet the two people at the center of this story. We've got a husband and a wife, and their beliefs could not be more different. This clash is what sets the entire story in motion. Okay, so on one side, you have the Sithani, the merchant's wife. She is the picture of devotion, just completely dedicated to Lord Vishnu, the preserver and protector in the Hindu faith. Then you've got her husband, the Seth. He's a very wealthy man, but he's also impatient, easily frustrated, and honestly, he just can't stand all of his wife's constant worship. And here's the tragic twist. They have all this money, all this wealth, but their home is filled with this one huge sadness. They don't have any children, and you'd think this shared pain would bring them closer, but instead it just drives a wedge between them, making the Seth even more bitter about his wife's faith. So this brings us to the breaking point. This is the moment where all that simmering anger from the Seth just boils over, and his wife's faith is about to face its ultimate test. In just a total fit of rage, the Seth blames his wife's devotion for them being childless. And he does the unthinkable. He throws her out of their own home. She pleads with him, but he won't listen. He just casts her out into the wilderness, all alone. And her ordeal starts immediately, and it is just brutal. She's forced to do this back-breaking manual labor, digging in the dirt just to get by. The work is so hard her hands are covered in these horrible blisters, and it's so hot that her hair actually starts to fall out. I mean, this is more than just a physical challenge, it's a test of her very soul. But you know, right when she's at her absolute lowest, something amazing happens. A little bit of compassion finds her right there in the middle of the forest. A group of 4 brothers, who are also working out there, see how much she's suffering. First, they just offer her a job working with them, but they quickly realize she's not cut out for that kind of hard labor, so they show some real kindness. They ask her to come manage their home instead, basically taking her in as their sister. And even in this new life, her faith is still everything. She starts cooking for them, but every single time, the first plate of food is an offering for Lord Vishnu. And this part is incredible, because it just perfectly shows the power of her devotion. See, these guys were so used to eating raw grain because none of them knew how to cook. So when they taste her food, they are just blown away by how delicious it is. When they ask her why, she just tells them it's because the food is blessed by God. Her simple faith brings so much joy and comfort to her new family. All right, so while the Sithani has found this new family through her faith, you have to wonder, what happened to the husband who cast her out? Let's switch gears and go back to the Seth, because his actions have consequences. And wouldn't you know it, almost the second his wife is gone, the Seth's life completely falls apart. His business fails, his money disappears, he loses absolutely everything. His neighbors even start whispering that all his good luck was tied to his wife. And the Seth is just left with nothing but regret. Now, does this look a little familiar? Because now he's broke, the Seth winds up in the exact same forest, forced into the exact same hard labor as his wife. And in this incredible soil, getting blisters, losing his hair from the heat. It's a perfect, almost poetic reversal. So now both of them have hit rock bottom. They've both been tested and humbled. And it's right at this point that their 2 separate stories are about to come together in a truly spectacular, divine moment. So get this, the very same 4 brothers find the Seth, broken and starving, and out of pity, they bring him to their home, the same home where his wife is living. But her face is veiled, so she has no idea this new man is her husband. And he's in such despair, he doesn't recognize her either. They're right there, under the same roof, completely unaware. So the Sethani gets the meal ready and serves the 4 brothers. But when she turns to serve the new guest, her own husband, her hand just freezes. She literally cannot move. One of the brothers, totally confused, asks her, "Sister, what's wrong? Why aren't you serving the food?" And her answer is just incredible. She tells them, "I can't. Lord Vishnu himself is holding my hand." Right at this crucial moment, a divine power has stepped in, physically stopping her until the truth can come out.
while the brothers are stunned and they ask if they can see God too. The Satani says a prayer, and then Lord Vishnu appears right there in the room, in front of everyone. And in that divine light, the Satani lifts her veil. And for the first time, husband and wife finally see each other, and they understand everything that's happened. Wow. Okay, so after a climax like that, how do you even begin to resolve everything? Let's take a look at how this story of repentance, forgiveness, and incredible faith finally gets its reward. The ending just unfolds so beautifully. The Seth, totally humbled, begs for forgiveness, and his wife gives it to him, freely. The four brothers, who have really become her true family, show their love by giving her a ton of wealth to take with her, and finally, the couple, who were once torn apart by doubt, get to go home together, now completely united in their faith.
So with their faith now stronger than ever, their fortunes are completely restored. Prosperity comes back into their home. But there was still one more blessing to come, the one thing that this entire journey was about.
And there it is, the ultimate reward. Through divine grace, their deepest, most painful prayer is finally answered. They're given a son. The very thing that caused all their sorrow has now become their greatest joy.
The story wraps up with this beautiful prayer, which kind of extends the lesson out to all of us. And the takeaway here is so powerful, right? True faith isn't just about the good times. It's about how you endure the bad times. It's about forgiveness and this profound idea that sometimes our greatest blessings are waiting for us on the other side of our hardest struggles. It really makes you think about the hidden purpose in your own challenges.